station working for you. This is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
New at 11, an additional $76 million will help people across Marion County as the pandemic continues. The City County Council approved the final round of Federal CARES Act funding tonight in a special meeting.
It extends many of the programs that have been helping residents, including $7.5 million for Marion County's rental assistance program.
WRTV's Cornelius Hawker talked to a woman who says the announcement could not have come at a better time for her.
This is how Bonnie Matula normally looks. But last month, an encounter with a dog changed her appearance for the foreseeable future.
I asked the lady, I'm like, oh, is your dog friendly? Can I pet it? And she's like, yeah. So I reached down to pet it. I tore my eyelid off and took a chunk out of my eyebrow.
The pictures of Bonnie after being attacked by that dog are too graphic to share without blurring them.
I'm going to have 2 or 3 surgeries. I've already had one.
Bonnie tells me it feels like a double whammy because coronavirus kept her out of work for months.
Basically, it was just getting by with the unemployment because, I made more than that. I'm a bartender, so I made relatively good money. She
was finally able to go back to work, and then the dog attack happened. Now, while she's resting up and healing, she has to figure out how to pay her rent. IndyRent.org is where you can apply for this rental assistance program. It looks like this. Once you're there, you scroll down and click on Tenant. From there, you'll be taken to a screen that asks you for your information so you can apply. The sooner you do it, the better. Mayor Hoggs' office expects this current round of funding to last until the end of the year, and thousands of people are already on the wait list. Bonnie says she's currently waiting for benefits to kick in.
I earn $600 each month. I haven't started getting the payments yet for workman's comp.
So she's going to apply for rental assistance, hoping she gets some to help her through this tough time. Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
A statewide rental assistance program stopped accepting applications at the end of August after being open for 6 weeks. There has been no word on another round of funding at the state level. Marion County homeowners are also getting help. The funding includes $7 million for foreclosure prevention and mortgage refinancing. Other major investments from the relief package include $7.5 million for small business grants in the hospitality industry. That includes bars, restaurants, and entertainment venues. More than $5 million will pay for homeless services, and more than $2 million will go towards food bank support.
Act funding. About statewide CARES Act funding at today's briefing of the pandemic, and did not have any specifics.
We want to make sure that those dollars are getting to people and the people in need. And I can tell you this, I can tell everyone this, those dollars that our delegation, that Congress and the administration has got to Indiana, gotten to our hospitals or to our schools or to our state, they will be spent. And they will be spent appropriately to people.
Last month, AARP Indiana called on the governor to disclose exactly how the state is spending $2.4 billion in CARES Act dollars. A spokesperson told WRTV the state has and will continue to be transparent about the funding. Officials also answered questions about what Halloween might look like this year. The state health commissioner, Dr. Christina Bach, says it's too early to make any decisions or give any official guidance just yet, but trick-or-treating and other holiday fun does not necessarily need to be canceled.
If a county's or a community's numbers are low, I think that Halloween can occur safely. Again, it's about washing your hands carefully, right? It's about not letting your kids dig into that pumpkin in that bucket and eat it as they're walking around unless their hands have been washed. I don't think big Halloween parties with lots of kids at one time is a good idea, but we'll try to come out with some more direction or advice prior to that time.
Dr. Bach says local health departments are also having these discussions with their communities.
Now to the forecast. It's starting to feel a little more like fall, especially now talking about Halloween. WRTV's Alyssa Donovan is in for Kevin tonight. Alyssa, It's quite nice outside.
Yeah, it feels really nice right now, and those temperatures are going to fall a little bit more as we head overnight into the mid and upper 50s, so it's not going to be as chilly as it was last night, and we can thank that to the clouds that we're seeing across the area. That's helping trap some of that warmer daytime air that we've heated up closer to the surface, so it doesn't feel as chilly tonight, but don't get used to that because we have cooler air on the way. What's going on is we have this cold front that's passing through the state right now, bringing us all that cloud coverage, and we're also going to see cooler air mass in place behind this as it settles in, and that's going to take our temperatures down a little bit each day in the forecast as we head towards the weekend. Tomorrow we're starting with those temperatures in the 50s. We'll be into the low 70s by tomorrow afternoon with partly sunny skies, and then we do have some cooler temperatures on the way.
All right, thanks, Alyssa. New at 11, strong words from a Central Indiana mother after a school board vote to terminate 2 high school administrators.
From here, we're going to continue to fight for the children and the safety in the school.
This evening, the Northwest Hendricks School Board voted 4-0 in favor of firing Nathan and Stacy Begley. The board vice president was not present at the meeting. The Begleys worked as the athletic director and dean of students at Tri-West High School and are accused of failing to report sexual misconduct allegations involving a teacher and a student. That student is Stacy Lewis's daughter.
I'm thankful that we finally have the decision to terminate Stacy Begley, the Dean of Students, and Nathan Begley, the Athletic Director from Northwest Hendricks County. It's very disappointing, though, that it has taken over a year and them being on a paid leave and receiving a wage increase when no new information has been found. These 2 were just charged by the Hendricks County Prosecutor's Office, and it's unfortunate that our school board president spent his time playing golf with them rather than addressing it and taking care of the students.
The Begleys are charged with failure to make a report, charges they call unfounded. WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny has been exposing and following the Tri-West developments for more than a year. The Begleys have been on paid administrative leave since February when the Department of Education filed a complaint against their teaching licenses. The district has not yet responded to our request asking how much compensation the Begleys have received while on paid leave.
1 month down and 2 weeks to go. A law enforcement initiative to crack down on crime and increase safety is underway in Indianapolis. Earlier this week, we shared with you what Operation Legend accomplished in its first 29 days through a collaboration between federal, state, and local agencies. 87 guns removed from the streets, 31 fugitives arrested, and more than $1 million in drug money seized. Working for you, WRTV's Cameron Riddle is taking a closer look at the impact of extra policing and why one community leader is skeptical of the short and long-term impacts of this initiative.
More beat officers in our community really did more harm than good.
Community leader D. Ross has earned a name for himself in his quest to make the Far East Side a better place through activism and a foundation. Ross often has an up-close view of issues in the area. He says Operation Legend is not helping solve those problems.
It's putting more law enforcement out here in the community. It's putting more federal agents out here in the community, and it's directly increasing the homicides.
Ross says he's witnessed the scenes of 2 homicides near 42nd and Post just this week. It is his belief that adding police or even federal agents to patrol the area is not what the East Side needs.
That has never been the answer. And what needs to be addressed is systemic poverty. This is an area that's doesn't have a grocery store. This is an area that doesn't have a library. This is an area that doesn't have a public school anymore.
Dr. Jeremy Carter is the Director of Criminal Justice and Public Safety at the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs at IUPUI. Dr. Carter agrees that adding police will not solve the ongoing problems.
If you look in any urban place where the high crime locations are, they are places that are void of good employment opportunities, food deserts, quality education, access to social services, and so forth. So I totally agree with him that if you want to get to the root causes of these issues, that's what you have to focus on.
I asked Carter about Ross's observation that more policing means more crime. He says that is not the case.
Do more cops equal more crime? They don't cause more crime or create more crime. They may account or record more crime because they're in an area, but the actual amount of crime that's happening is not going up.
After Operation Legend wraps up at the end of the month, Ross is hoping city leaders come up with a long-term plan to heal the Far East Side.
You got to heal the wound. And we got to really get to a point, a position in place where we don't need them to come out here and do indictments and sweeps in our community.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
Local law enforcement has referred to WRTV to the U.S. Attorney's Office when it comes to questions about Operation Legend. Cameron has asked IMPD and the city about long-term plans after the operation is over and plans to share that response with you.
A place that aims to be a safe haven for vulnerable children is now open in Hancock County. This afternoon, county and community leaders cut the ribbon on Zoe's Place on West North Street in Greenfield. It's a child advocacy center where children who are abused or who witness abuse can be interviewed. The goal is to provide a comfortable and welcoming environment to kids who have experienced trauma and support them after they leave.
They have advocacy, and we are there for them, not just while they're in our building. We're there for them for the duration of whatever it is they may need. Even if they may need food, we can link them up with a food bank. If they need medical services or therapy, we will be able to help link them up with services. So it's not just come in, get interviewed, and leave. We really want this to be a place that they can come and get resources and services.
The center is named after 1-year-old Zoe Wagoner. She was killed in 2015.
A whole combination of factors for why people haven't received their checks.
Millions of people are still waiting for their economic stimulus payment. Coming up, what you need to know and what you can do to change that.
Better late than never. That's what some people are saying now that Big Ten football teams are scheduled to take the field this fall. What fans can expect when the belated season kicks off.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
Welcome back. Red Cross officials say the need for volunteers right now is at a level not seen since World War I. Wildfires, hurricanes, and the pandemic are some of the reasons why. Many former volunteers are not able to help right now because of health concerns. Red Cross volunteers help deliver supplies and support emergency shelters. And CEO Chad Priest says they provide something much more important.
They provide hope. And you can't underestimate the power of reaching a hand out to someone in your community and just letting them know you're there. It's the most important thing we can do for each other in crisis.
Anyone 18 and older can sign up to volunteer with the Red Cross. Training can be done at your own pace. For more info, go to our website, WRTV.com. And speaking of the wildfires that are burning out west, smoke from those fires have reached central Indiana. It's being picked up on satellite feeds, and the haze is noticeable, especially during sunset when the sun and sky look very bright reddish orange. You may be wondering if the smoke is making our air dangerous. Working for you, we took that question to a doctor at IU Health. Dr. Nadia Krupp says our area is not negatively impacted yet.
Typically, the jet stream that brings the smoke from the West Coast over to this part of the country tends to stay higher up in the atmosphere and doesn't necessarily come to ground level.
And even though the wildfire smoke is not impacting us yet, Dr. Krupp says everyone, especially those with sensitive airways, should always pay close attention to air quality. If a bad air quality alert is put out, she recommends you stay inside if possible. And Alyssa, like we talked about, you can see it right there on the sun just this evening.
Yeah, you can see it on the sun, and you'll see it tomorrow as well, and you can see it on our wildfire smoke map here. This is showing the carbon in the air. That's the small smoke particles, and of course you can see just off to the west, that's where we are seeing most of that, but it is filtering this direction because of the jet stream. But I'm going to show you how it's going to change over the next couple days. So tomorrow it's still going to be something you'll notice outside for part of the day. And then we have this ridge that's going to be in place as we head into tomorrow afternoon and Friday. So we're going to see that clear out a little bit, and we'll actually see some blue skies by Friday afternoon. So here's what's going on right now. We have this cold front starting to pass through. That's really hampering in those clouds, which is making it a little bit warmer closer to the surface as we head overnight tonight than what we saw last night. As we head through the the day tomorrow. We're going to continue to see a little bit of cloud coverage from this system. Tomorrow morning, small chance of some stray showers for northeast counties across Indianapolis, extreme northeast counties. This will be very early in the morning, not expecting to pick up any amount of rainfall. This will likely just be a trace if we see it at all. A lot of that moisture likely going to stay up in the clouds, but can't rule out that stray shower, as you can see on our radar. As that continues to push out Friday, we will see clear and sunny skies, and that's when that cooler air mass from Canada is really going to settle into place. That's when we'll really start to notice that cooler and drier air. Tonight won't be nearly as cold as what we're going to see over the next couple days. We'll be into the upper 50s with partly cloudy skies, more mild conditions. But as we head into the weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening, those temperatures are dropping way off. We're going to be into the 40s. So if you're doing any evening plans or early morning plans, you're definitely going to need to grab that light jacket because it's definitely going to feel a lot more like fall. Tomorrow, temperatures will be into the low 70s, partly cloudy skies throughout the day. I expect a little bit more cloud coverage in the morning and then some more peaks of sunshine by the afternoon. A little bit of a breeze as well. Those winds will be out of the north-northeast with gusts up to 25 miles per hour just as that system continues to track across the area. Taking a look at the next few days, 68 on Friday. So we are in the 60s for those daytime highs as we head towards the weekend. Temperatures are going to be fairly nice, a little bit below average. Usually we're still in the upper 70s this time of year, but plenty of sunshine as we head through the weekend. Dry conditions. It won't be humid. It will just be very pleasant. And then we're going to start warming up next week.
Definitely different to see those 60s as our highs, Alyssa. Well, the Big Ten football season is now scheduled to kick off the weekend of October 23rd. Today's decision comes about a month after university presidents voted to postpone all fall sports. WRTV's Brad Brown explains the reasons behind the reversal and shares reaction from our state's two Big Ten coaches.
College football season has been underway in some form for the past couple of weekends, except for the Big Ten. But soon, the waiting game will finally lead to a kickoff.
You know, you see the other teams going out there playing, and I don't think they have the stringent protocols that we're going to be having going forward. So I think that's what makes everyone more confident that this can work.
It's hard to be training for something you're not even sure what that is as far as the date. And was it going to be November? Was it going to be even as late as January? And was it even going to happen at all? And so the October piece kind of just came in.
Approval only came with a plan in place for rigorous COVID-19 testing. Before the end of this month, anyone involved with a team's football activities will go through daily screening. Any player testing positive would have to sit out for 21 days.
That medical expertise, the power of the Big Ten was brought to the fore here with our medical experts. It was just a great example of teamwork and collaboration and getting to yes.
They got to understand that a lot of people are doing a lot of things, a lot of time invested. Medical staff's invested so much to help them, have an opportunity to play this season. So they need to honor those individuals by doing what we ask them to do.
The Big Ten approved a plan on Wednesday that will get football started before the end of October. That's 7 weeks later than originally planned. The new agenda will open the weekend of October 23rd for 9 games. That final weekend will be a crossover matchup. Placements across divisions will face one another, 1v1 in the Big Ten championship game.
There's been a lot of hard work and a lot of people that have expressed their opinion, but really behind the scenes, we've gotten a lot of hard work to get answers and to get improvements that I think a lot of information was brought in front of our athletic directors, in front of our presidents and chancellors, and we definitely, those things helped us get back on the field.
So if the Big Ten's plans stay on track, their conference championship game would be on December 19th, potentially here at Lucas Oil Stadium. That date did not come out of thin air. The College Football National Championship Committee will set its semifinal pairings on December 20th. So this keeps the Big Ten in the national title mix as well. There are tens of millions of dollars riding on the line between TV deals and sponsorship obligations. And then there's the matter of the rest of fall sports, basketball and winter sports moving forward. The Big Ten is expected to announce the rest of those plans shortly. Working for you, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
The Rebound Indiana is our commitment to helping families get through the pandemic. A program that helps kids get a head start on their education is now accepting applications for the fall. The Waterford Upstart program teaches kids skills to help them prepare for kindergarten. Over the summer, the nonprofit helped connect children with devices and hotspots, and that includes Elias Garola in Pike Township. His dad says not only did Elias get help learning to read with Upstart, he also got comfortable using a computer. David Garola is thankful for that, especially since his son's school year started completely virtual.
He's learning how to read through the program, because it's simple step by steps, and every day it builds upon the last day.
Upstart is available to families across Indiana. It's free to those who qualify. For more information, go to WRTV.com/rebound.
Millions of people are still waiting for the stimulus checks that are supposed to help them rebound. The IRS is struggling to get everyone the CARES Act money they are entitled to, now 5 months after checks first went out. Scripps reporter Alicia Nieves shows what's being done to change that.
The House will be in order.
With Congress unable to agree on another stimulus package, the CARES Act may have been the only chance for many to get an economic impact payment or stimulus check. But millions still haven't received that. Roughly 9 million people are still owed at least $1,200, and another 2 to 3 million people are entitled to and have been fighting for the $500 for each of their eligible dependents.
Well, I think there's a whole combination of factors for why people haven't received their checks.
Nina Alston is the executive director for the Center of Taxpayers' Rights.
The IRS has just announced it's sending letters out to the 9 million folks.
So what do these people need to do to get their stimulus checks? They have to take action. Either go to the IRS's website and fill out the non-filer's form, or file a tax return.
It's also really important that people realize that if they use the non-filer portal, they won't be able to claim the earned income credit. Those people need to file a regular return rather than using the non-filer portal. And I don't think the IRS has done a really good job about telling people that.
The earned income credit could be worth up to $6,000. Now, for the 2 to 3 million people still eligible for $500 per dependent,
for Social Security retirees and disabled persons, it gave them less than 48 hours to go online. If they had children, that meant that they could get an additional $500 and enter that on the non-filer portal. Well, you know, a lot of these folks don't have online access. It actually took a lawsuit that is still in the process of being settled to force the IRS to reopen the portal.
Those still eligible to claim their dependents have until the end of September to claim them through the IRS's non-filers portal. The estimated 9 million non-filers eligible for the full economic impact payment have until October 15th to take their required action. And you don't have to wait for the IRS's letter to do so. If you think you are amongst those eligible, you can go again to the IRS's website and fill out the non-filers form now. I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
Mountain Dew mixed with tequila will soon be an official cocktail. Pepsi and Red Lobster are teaming up to create the Dew-garita. As you probably guessed, it's margarita made with Mountain Dew. It's one of several new drinks that will be on the Red Lobster menu as part of the partnership there. Cheers to you, Alyssa.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't sure how you were going to transition to me after that one. I thought you were going to offer me a drink. Temperatures today were in the 80s, and we're going to be a little cooler tomorrow. 70s for our daytime highs. Cooling down Friday and Saturday, highs only in the 60s.
I mean, it's about time. Thanks for making WRTV your choice for news. Good night.